So the first mistake that new online coaches make when going on this journey to transition online is not understanding niching down. And you might even feel a little bit confused about this yourself. You might think that if you niche down too much, you're going to box yourself in and limit the amount of clients that you can get. You don't want to turn people down because you know that you can help everybody. I hear this all the time from people that I get on calls, from my clients, but there are some huge pros to niching down, and it is something that you absolutely have to do if you want to make your online coaching business work. But we just have to make sure we're doing it in the right way. This isn't about niching down to one particular type of person. That's what everybody thinks when you think about niching. Oh, I have to just work with women, or I have to just work with men. I have to only work with people over the age of 60, or I have to only work with people in their 20s. No, it doesn't work like that. I want you to start thinking about your niche as not just a person, but a transformation, a journey, an outcome, a desire. Because if all of your content is pointing down one path, guess who's going to find you? The people who are trying to walk that path. And it might be people from different walks of life. Now, the issue is, if you don't have this clear direction and this clear outcome and this clear transformation that you help people go on within your brand messaging, you won't find what's known as product market fit. Meaning that your product will never fit a market, meaning that you won't make money with an online coaching business if you don't do this. Your content will never land with people. People will never be able to find you and sort of see you as an authority along the journey that they're trying to go on. So that's why don't just think of your niche as an individual person. Think about the transformation. Think about the journey that you're going to take people on instead of a singular individual. The second mistake is that your prices might be completely wrong. And when I say wrong, really, there is no right or wrong. And I'm not about to be the guy that tells you to charge thousands and thousands of pounds for online coaching services, like you probably could, and like a lot of people online advise. I believe that different price points suit different coaches. For example, with our service, we have quite a high price service because we have high goals of the business and the amount of money that we would like to make and the amount of impact that we would like to have, and also the transformation that we are taking people on, we believe is worth more than the price that we even charge. So this comes down to, what are your goals? This is what you've got to ask yourself right now. And does your price point match your goals? Because let's say, for example, your goal with your business is to make £10,000 per month from online coaching, but you're only charging £100 per month per client. You're going to need 100 clients. And you might be thinking, well, that's only like 10 new clients over the course of 10 months. That's doable. That can happen. While you are absolutely right, that can happen, you're going to be swimming upstream because of this thing called churn. Now, if you don't know what churn is, it's basically the percentage of people that leave the business every single month. So let's say you have 10 clients and you have a 20% churn rate. That means that you're going to lose 2 clients every single month. Right? And as your client base grows, that percentage, it could stay the same. Obviously, if you have 100 clients and you have a 20% churn rate, then that's 20 clients leaving you every single month. So you're going to be constantly in this acquisition battle, trying to swim upstream to make up those 10K months. Not to mention 100 clients is a lot. The maths just doesn't really make sense in that scenario. So really think about, okay, well, I want to make this amount of money, and ask yourself, does the amount that you charge actually fit the goal that you have? And you could have to have a tough conversation with yourself and raise your prices, which is okay. It is okay. That is a part of running a coaching business. That is a part of growing an online coaching business, is charging more money, getting more value for what you give. And if you're scared of increasing your prices and having a higher price point, let me put it like this. Let's say, for example, your offer helps people lose weight, and let's pin your price side by side with the benefits that people get from being in your program and losing that weight. Now, on the really extreme spectrum, and if we're really zooming out, losing weight literally expands your lifespan. You literally get years added onto your life if you are a healthy weight versus being an unhealthy weight. Not to mention the fact that if you have family, loved one, friends, children, you get to instill the healthy habits that you've learned onto your children. and onto your children's children. You create generational health. So just from somebody joining your program and going on that transformation to lose the weight, losing weight is just an example. Obviously, many of you will have different transformations to that, but losing weight is a common one, which is why I'm using it. Many of the people that join you, that means that you're going to affect generations to come, which that's mind-blowing, right? Now, if we put that next to your price, it now seems like £200 per month or £150 per month seems really, really low, right? Do with that information what you will. I have a full pricing guide. I'm going to link it in the top of the description of this video. So if you're getting confused around your pricing, just go and watch that and I'll break all the numbers down for you. The third mistake that I see new online coaches make is doing too much. You are no longer an in-person PT, or at least you're not building an in-person personal training business and you're not working a job anymore. This is different. You're getting into online coaching because you want a life of freedom. You want leverage so that you can spend more time on other areas of your life. And the beautiful part about having an online business, and especially an online coaching business, is that you spending more time in the gym, you spending more time expanding your mind by reading, or spending time with your family and friends, and coming into work with that high vibration from the good times that you had in your social and family life. That is all an investment in you. Right? The stuff that you do, the healthy habits that you practice, and the healthy routine that you have outside of your business affects your business. Let's say you were the most potent, powerful version of yourself and you were going to work on your online coaching business. How many hours do you think that you would have to work in order to make the moves that you need to grow the business? You'd probably have to work less hours because you'd be more potent, you'd be more confident, you'd have more conviction, you'd be more skilled, your content would get better engagement, all of these different things. So lots of people, they'll hammer away in their coaching business. They'll be sending cold DMs all day, every day. They'll be posting loads of content. They'll be buying loads of courses and doing all this stuff. Really, this is about becoming leveraged and finding a system that works for you so that you can work on yourself, so that when you're running the system and you're running your business, you're a more potent version of yourself. The people that I know make the most money, they spend less than 10 hours per week on their business, and they spend the rest of the time on themselves doing whatever the hell they want. And I know spending less time in the business probably feels a little bit unrealistic and it's hard to wrap your head around, but trust me, there is a way to do it, and we've helped hundreds of coaches do that. If you would like to have a chat with me one-on-one and get a bit of a game plan in place to sort of integrate online coaching into your life, as I'm talking about here, then go to the link below this video and you can actually watch a video and then book a call with me, and we can potentially work together. There's no pressure if not. I'm still going to be delivering a lot of value on this channel, but yeah, let's get into the next mistake. The fourth mistake that I see new online coaches make, and you might have literally done this today. If not, you've definitely done this week, especially if you're creating content, and it's actually being inauthentic within your content. And I don't mean in the sense of like, oh, you're being fake or you're telling lies, but it's holding back your true outlook and true opinions on things in the name of like protecting your brand or not wanting to expose yourself too much. I was actually on a call with somebody who was thinking about becoming a client not too long ago, and she said to me, look, I don't know what to make content about because I'm concerned that people will, get false expectations, and I don't want to affect people's mental health, and I really want to present my message in a way which makes people feel empowered and good about themselves instead of shaming them by showing off my body. That was her sort of philosophy and opinion and outlook on it, whether you agree with it or not. It's not the point. The point is, I turned around and said to her, well, that's what you should talk about, is your own personal philosophy around what you do, around the transformation that you help people go on, because ultimately that's what's going to make people connect with you. People can tell when they get the real you. People can really appreciate when they hear your real philosophy and your authentic thoughts and your authentic self. So it's so important that you present that, especially in this day and age with the fact that there's so many more online coaches online now, and there's so many more people to compete with using different tactics and strategies. You can really cut through the noise if you have that authenticity in your content. So the fifth and final mistake, this has to be the biggest of the five that I've explained today, and I personally let this mistake cost me years of progress, meaning that I could have literally had my online coaching business making me £10,000, £20,000 per month years sooner if I didn't make this mistake, is doing it alone. And I had the worst ego on the planet when I very first started online coaching. I just thought, no, I don't need to hire some mentor. I don't need to hire help for this. I don't need a system. I can figure it out by myself. And I don't know why I thought this. It makes no sense. In other areas of my life, I was okay with being a student, a beginner, a mentee, but for some reason in my business, I just had this like weird ego that I didn't want to listen to other people. Maybe it was the fact that like some of the mentors that were trying to sort of sell to me and were trying to help me were younger than I was. That might have affected my ego, or maybe it was the fact that I was just scared to spend the money. There's all of these different things that come up. But if you're going at this alone, it is similar to walking into a boxing ring without a coach. You are going to get battered. And I know that sounds like quite an aggressive and abrasive way of describing business, and it's quite a brutal analogy to use. But I've got to be very transparent with you. If you're getting into online business, it is a competition. Like you like as much as in fitness, and when you're going to the gym and you're improving yourself and you're reading, you're expanding your mind and you're improving your social life and you've got your partner, you're not competing. It's you against you in that scenario. And I don't think it's good to compare yourself with other people. But when you're getting into business, you are quite literally competing with other coaches for the same clients, for the same cash, for the same food. And I know that sounds like quite a raw way of saying it, but when you boil it all down, that's what it is. Now, I personally got absolutely battered. I got bullied, right, when I first got into business, because I really didn't have the backing. I didn't have the help. I didn't know the way things worked. And I worked myself into the ground for one, and it was on the wrong system. So like I was doing a lot of work, all on the wrong things. I burnt myself out, went broke. I was sad, and I didn't know where to go. So eventually I obviously got help. And from there I was able to learn a system. And what ended up happening was I actually worked less hours and made more money, and it was more enjoyable. So yeah, that's what we're all about with our business, with myself and Move Online, the business that we have. And if you want my help, like I said, integrating online coaching into your life instead of it being something that takes over your life and becomes a second job. Like you literally shouldn't have to work more than 10 hours per week on an online coaching business, and we literally have made the system for you, which we can plug and play into your life and into your business so that you can get to £3,000 to £5,000 per month. There is a link in the description. If you want to click it and watch the video and it sounds good, then you can book a call with me. Again, there's no pressure for that. We're good either way. But yeah, really appreciate you watching. If you found that helpful, then give the channel a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.